He throws it into the end zone, one-on-one, Marksberry.
Mulberry, not Mo Money.
Sewell gives it up on the baseline. Silabonge, double team comes. Sewell gets the defender in the air. Count the basket.
Terrion is very efficient. I think he's got a way that he's trying to make passes, but man, if he has one-on-one, he goes to the basket, he defends, he rebounds, he sees what's going on. I mean, he's a big positive for us now.
Coming up, see how Hilltopper football gained their first homecoming win since 2021.
As well as Hilltopper basketball officially being back inside Diddle Arena.
Plus, head coach volleyball earned his 800th overall career win.
And learn his story on how he received his very own statue, all right here next on the Extra Point.
Are you kidding me, Dalvin?
Dug him with space inside the 10, looks to break the tackle, and he breaks the end zone.
Dominate on 3 with me, It will keep it on the ground with Wales. Not only will he get the first down, he'll get the touchdown and the championship.
Use it for Rogers for 3 for the win. Western Kentucky doesn't break.
The grass is red in Kentucky. Holy moly.
The Hilltoppers are champions of Conference USA.
Welcome into Studio 2, home of the Extra Point. Kaylee, Marksberry, Miranda, Heuglin at the desk to bring you all things WKU sports and more.
That's right, Kaylee. We are so excited to get things started. We are going to be talking Hilltopper football and volleyball per usual, but this show is special because we get to talk Hilltopper basketball finally.
That's right. Basketball is back in Diddle Arena officially for the start of this season. But not only do we have all that, we have top 5 plays to get started for you guys. So Miranda, let's go ahead and kick that off.
Let's do it. Coming in at number 5, we have Tori James getting the rebound, then giving the assist to Sophia Telegdes and one.
Oh my goodness, that is a dangerous duo on Diddle's court.
She's on the floor and still nothing but net right here.
Talk about aggressive offense. That is nuts. But in the 4th spot, here comes LJ Hackman rushing down the court with an insane dunk on opening night against Tennessee Tech. He's wide
flying.
Open. Can you jump that high?
Maybe if I was like 6'7", Kayla, I don't know, but okay. he's one to look out for sure.
Gosh, wide open at the end on his, that is nuts, that is nuts.
Now, number 3 takes us to the volleyball court as Sonia Loxton paints the line, doing her part in the top sweep against Middle Tennessee.
That freshman
Look at that accuracy
right
there.
Nuts. That's nuts. And she led with points at the end of that sweep, and I am just so impressed by her. And she's a freshman.
Insane.
You're seeing numbers like that from a freshman player. But now back to basketball for number 2, Grant Newell. Man, he gets the big and one. Now, Miranda, look at that. He is going to continue to be a player to watch this.
Such a strong play right here. He doesn't just fill the stat sheets. He fills the gaps for the Toppers, just like in this play right here.
That is the aggression we need to continue to see on the court.
And for your EP top play of the week, we have the Hilltoppers, Marksberry climbing the ladder, and Moss's 2 Aggies to bring in the big touchdown in the WKU homecoming game.
Oh my gosh. That is something for WKU homecoming, and look at him celebrate right there. That speaks for itself.
Celebration does speak for itself. This is the heart of the play.
That's nuts. Miranda, what was your favorite top 5 play? We had some good ones to choose from.
We did.
Yeah.
How can it not be number 1 with superstar Ronnie Tisdale shining like that in this Marksberry with the celebration? How could it not be that play? And the homecoming game. What was your favorite?
I will say that's a good one, but personally I'm a basketball girl, so I gotta go with Tori James and Sophia Telegdes. It's just the chemistry that you see on the court in Diddle Arena, especially this early in opening night, and it's so good to see aggression on their offensive side for that at the start of the season.
That's fair.
Absolutely. But all right, it is now time for the most controversial segment. All ears. Now, I'm about to say something that might spark some debate, but just hear me out for a second, okay? The Lady Topper basketball team will finish higher than 5th in the Conference USA Championship at the end of this season. Now, me personally, I don't feel like this is that absurd of a take because the Tops were ranked 3rd at the end of last season. Now, you might be saying, oh, Kaylee, that's because they had players like Josie Gilvin and Acacia Hayes. But let me tell you something. The Lady Toppers this year are a very young and energized team, and especially after that 81-33 performance against Kentucky State, this team is not only stacked with players who are new to the Hill, but also with players like Sophia Talegdi and Tori James, who we just talked about, who have the experience under Greg Collins' coaching to step up and lead the talented freshmen. Now, offensively, I think they for sure have a good chance in making top 3. Now, defensively, that's where it gets a little tricky. Coach Collins did say he wanted to get his squad more aggressive, but defense wins championships. So over time, I think it'll become natural for this team to thrive on both ends of the court. Now, Miranda, this is kind of crazy, but are you hearing me out?
Kaylee, as much as I would love to disagree with you here, I think I can hear you out. I mean, like you said, last year the Tops did finish 3rd, and I think they can do it again, especially with how they played in this season opener game. And they have the momentum, and like you said, the star player, Tatum Betcher, I mean, how can you not highlight her? And if they can fix their defense and the amount of turnovers, I think the record should look good this season.
For sure. And going back to Tatum Betcher, she is coming back from an injury. She didn't play at all last year. So to have that kind of momentum, I mean, she had 6 threes during this game. And so if this is how she's playing this early in the season, especially not playing last year, she's only going to continue to get better, more aggressive. It's just going to be
100%.
really, really good for the Tops.
100%. That was her debut game and leading the team with 18 points. So impressive.
Absolutely. Coming up, see how WKU conquered New Mexico State last Saturday.
And what the Tops need to look out for during their matchup against the Blue Raiders next on the Extra Point.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
Okay.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Tisdale right side, wide open, Henry, slant 5, touchdown, untouched.
So now you got one-on-one on the top. You got to get that ball to number 3.
He throws it into the end zone, one-on-one, Musa Perry. He gets the direct snap, running left, hard out there is his lead blocker. Right barrels his way through, touchdown, Hilltopper.
Welcome back to the Extra Point. WKU football earned their win against New Mexico State at home last week during homecoming. Miranda, tell me how they got this win.
Absolutely. So I think the best word to describe the Tops during this homecoming game is determined. They were determined to end this homecoming drought, and that's exactly what they did. They pulled out all of the stops, especially with their powerhouse defense. They only allowed 179 total yards, which I think is the best run defense that we've seen from the Tops all season. And the Aggies quarterback, Logan only had 110 total yards and did not throw a single touchdown. I mean, that just shows WKU's defense didn't even let the Aggies see the end zone. And moving on to offense, we have to point out wide receiver Katie Hutchinson of the Tops. He is just the type of player that can help move chains and keep drives alive. He had 7 receptions totaling 83 yards.
That's nuts. But not just him, right? We also have Rodney Tisdale, freshman quarterback, made such an impact in this game. Miranda, tell me about him.
I have been waiting to talk about him, Kaylee, and the impact he made on that homecoming game. This superstar freshman quarterback of the Tops, I mean, he's so fun to watch, and you would not believe that this game was only his 2nd career start.
Not when he's starting like this.
Exactly. He threw for 4 touchdowns and only had 1 interception, while also throwing for 300+ passing yards. But what makes that stat even more impressive, Kaylee, is of those 300 passing yards, his completion rate was 78.9.
That's incredible. And he completed 30 of 38 passes for, like you said, a total of 301 passing yards. And as a freshman, putting up stats like this early, you can only imagine what he's going to do by the time he gets to his senior year.
100%. He was a big contributor to the Tops, total 429 yards, which is 2.5 times more than the Aggies' 179. Just absolutely remarkable performance from him.
Absolutely. But let's go ahead and hear what Coach Hudson had to say about this homecoming win.
Very proud of our football team. They worked extremely hard this week, and a lot of things showed up there tonight. But the defense did such a fantastic job of just continuing to give us momentum, big stops, creating turnovers. And then offense caught fire and started to score, which was great to see. And a lot of big plays out there, which was good. And so we're still right in the thick of this thing, and we'll keep that momentum going and try to get better in the bye week. Got a bye week coming up, and so we'll try to get better and get ready for a big game against Middle Tennessee.
Now I am joined by reporter Eli Thompson. Eli, go ahead and tell me a little bit more about what the Tops can improve on moving forward this season.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the run defense is really something the Tops are going to have to work on. The run defense has been a problem for the Tops a lot this season. Last game, you saw a lot of positives, 179 total yards for the Aggies, and it just wasn't quite enough. And the Tops have just looked really good this season in terms of run defense and pass defense. Run defense has been the issue, and if you look at past seasons, the Tops are known for inconsistencies. They have a really good game, and the next game they go out and they don't do as well. That's what they're going to have to do if they want to improve this season. Keep up with the momentum.
For sure. And I know Coach Helton talked a lot about the team confidence, and I think that'll improve that a lot as well. So, Eli, what Hilltopper besides Rodney Tisdale do you think made an impact during this homecoming game against New Mexico State?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Matthew Henry is easily the answer. He finally got back in the end zone. It's been probably 5 or 6 weeks since he has got in the end zone, and he finally is able to do it. And he just looked so excited in the press conference, like he was happy to be there. And that goes for all the players. All the players in the press conference, they just seemed like they were in a way better mood. They had a great game. The defense played good, didn't allow any breakout plays, which has been a problem all season. The whole morale of the team was really good after the Aggies. That has to carry on.
For sure. And now we've talked a lot about the Tops, but also for the Aggies, who do you think was a player that WKU really had to look out for in this game?
Yeah, definitely 5. I mean, when you look at film and you see a team that you're better than, you have to break down who's the one guy that can cause us problems this game, and that's exactly what WKU did. They located that guy and they stopped him, and he wasn't able to do much, and that's why WKU was able to win by so much.
Exactly. And thank you so much for coming on, Eli. It has been great. And now up next, we'll take a look into how Lady Topper Volleyball secured this win against NTSU and the story behind what head coach Travis Hudson's statue means to him.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What?
I can't drive.
Why?
My.
Oh.
Really proud to get to the 20-win mark again with this team. You know, we talk about different streaks and things that have gone on within our program, and that's actually one that is meaningful to me.
Welcome back. Last week, WKU Volleyball swept MTSU in Murfreesboro. Kaylee, how did they secure this win?
Miranda, this was such an entertaining game to watch. Even though it was a sweep, but it was still entertaining because their rivals.
It's a Lady Top Hero Volleyball.
Oh, duh. So during this game, Hilltopper Volleyball, they dominated. They had 104 total points in this sweep. They had 77 total assists. Now, they did have 26 service errors, but MTSU had 35. But I want to mention Kyra Knox and Sonia Loxonen for a second. Kyra Knox led with 15 kills on Friday. Sonia led with 10 on Saturday. Insane numbers coming from freshmen, and we've been watching them all season. They're insane, and they're only
so
freshmen.
Consistent.
They're going to keep growing. They're going to keep continuing to be aggressive for the rest of their college career, and I'm excited to see where they go from here. Given that the volleyball season is almost over. But WKU does look to face Delaware tonight in Diddle Arena, and I think the Tops have it in the bag.
I agree. I mean, the Blue Hens, they have a record of 2-6 away, and it is at Diddle. So I think the Tops already have that advantage, as well as the Blue Hens are on a 6-game losing streak.
Absolutely. They're 7-14 overall. They do have senior Cadence Wynn. She does really good for the Blue Hens. They average about 11 kills per set, 15 points per set. But I just want to mention Kimberly Lambert. She is their head coach. She has been coaching the Blue Hens since 2022, and she's made a pretty big impact on the Blue Hens volleyball program because during her second year, it was one of their most successful seasons in Blue Hen history. They made the NCAA tournament after winning their 5th conference. So I just think that WKU is going to have to look out for that because they are going to be a growing program.
I agree. Overall, I don't think the Tops should have any problems sweeping MTSU, just sweeping Delaware just like they did with MTSU.
Absolutely. After the match on Saturday, Coach Hudson will be honored by WKU with the unveiling of his lifelike statue.
Sports Director Cole McIntyre sat down with Coach Hudson to learn more about this important milestone.
You know, I was walking with my wife. She looked at me and she said, I guess this is going to happen.
This is a story of possibility, of a man who arrived on this hill having never touched a volleyball and built something that will outlast him.
He was like, they told me today that they're gonna put a statue up, and I was like, what? So yeah, it's one of the. He's like, I can't even like wrap my mind around it enough to try to explain it to you.
You can't fit a life like this into 3 minutes. 800 wins, 12 Conference Coach of the Year awards, 17 NCAA tournaments, but only numbers tell you what he's done, not who he is.
You know, I'm also a first-generation college graduate. You know, no one in my family had ever gotten a college degree, and I came to Western Kentucky and put myself through school, and this place, you know, unlocked everything that my life has become. And to me, it stands as a symbol to every first-year freshman that steps on this campus, as much as it does as a symbol of all the success that we've had in volleyball.
Gratitude's a big theme with you in this program. on that day when you see that statue unveiled? What do you think you're going to be most grateful for?
I don't think I'm going to be in awe when they unveil that and I look at my likeness. I don't think that will make me in awe. I think when I'll be in awe is when, after I do, and then I pan back across the crowd and I see all of my family that has been such a big part of the story. All of my former players, our current players and their families, and the Western Kentucky fans that'll be there, because they're all part of the story.
He's had amazing success over the years here, but it's never been about him. It's always been about his teams, about his girls, and not only just his team, but all of Western's teams. And so to me, the statue isn't just about a volleyball coach. It's about someone with a true Western spirit.
It's a spirit of possibility that will forever be engraved in bronze. In Bowling Green, Cole McIntyre, The Extra Point.
Now it's finally that time of year. Next up, we get to dive into Hilltopper basketball.
Stay tuned to hear what Coach Plona says about the Top's first game of the season, coming up on The Extra Point.
Bring it.
Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home. Okay. Bye, guys. You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one?
I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
The screen from Keita, left elbow, double pump, and he makes the J anyway. Clock, guarded by Montu. Left corner, catch and shoot, Newell, quick trigger, bang! Lost it off his knee, up ahead, LJ Hackman all by himself and jams it home with two hands for safety. Seconds left to go on the shot clock. Maddox inside, gets around Owen, scoops it in and scores.
Welcome back to The Extra Point. WKU basketball took on Tennessee Tech Monday with a win of 82-70. Miranda, what did you see?
I think this was just a game of runs, Kaylee. The Tops did come out strong early, pushing the lead to 17-6. And although Tennessee Tech did cut it close a few times, it just wasn't enough for the Golden Eagles. I mean, looking at both of the teams' field goal percentages, they shot pretty close to equal. So that forced them to be in other areas, so their free throws, rebounds, and defense to win. And I think controlling the rebounds is what keeps you in control of the game. And that's what the Tops did, out-rebounding them by 10, 45-35. And another big thing, you can't give up the easy plays. And unfortunately for Tennessee Tech, that's what happens. They turned the ball over 19 times.
That's insane. And looking at these stats, it is a really good thing to see all of these numbers. But Coach Plona did mention how when you look at this, it kind of looks like every player was kind of playing for themselves, for their own stat sheet. But One player didn't do that.
Exactly, and that player that made the biggest impact for the Tops was Maddox, and he is not the impact player because he put the most points on the board. He is the impact player because, like Plona said, he was playing unselfishly, an all-around team player. He contributed on both ends of the floor, not just scoring. He finished the game with 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists, and he went 5 of 9 from the field, giving him a 55.6 field goal percentage, which, by the way, Kaylee, is higher than the overall team's field goal percentage. I think he gave WKU the cushion that they needed, and his performance is exactly the kind of impact, like Plona said, that takes the Tops from a good team to a winning team.
Oh, for sure. And during this game, the Tops made 28 free throws, which is the most since 2020. 5 years, and they haven't made 28 free throws in a game, and that's just an insane stat to pull from that.
It is, and Terrion, like we said, just was insane as well. So
Absolutely.
Now let's go ahead and hear what head coach Pink Plona had to say about this Hilltopper victory.
Terrion is very efficient. I think he's got a way that he's trying to make passes, but man, if he has one-on-one, he goes to the basket, he defends, he rebounds, he sees what's going on. I mean, he's a big positive for us now. I'm not surprised. You know, I think that I actually thought at the end of the first half when they were making a run, I mean, he had 2 fouls, and that's why his minutes were a little bit low there in the first half, but we put him in for about a 2-minute stretch, and it stretched that lead back up to 13 at halftime, and I thought he was the catalyst in doing that. So I thought I don't have any complaints about Maddox. Thanks for bringing that up. I do know he's the reason that we won that game.
So Miranda, now the Tops look to face the Colonels this coming Monday. What kind of team does EKU have this season?
Kaylee, I mean, looking at EKU's stats from last season, it shows that they're good, but they're not dominating. They finished 5th in the ASUN Conference and averaged 77.8 points per game with an overall field goal percentage of 42.4. So I think EKU does have the experience and strength to know how to win, but I mean, looking historically against WKU, EKU has struggled. Out of the last 11 games they've been matched up together, EKU has only won 1 out of the last 10.
Wow.
Yeah, I think WKU shouldn't underestimate the Colonels, though, because they do have the experience.
Yeah, and I think for that reason, one player that the Colonels have that the Tops need to look out for is Montavious Myrick.
Exactly. Montavious, he is the engine of Colonel basketball, Kaylee, and although his points per game average is only 6.8, he takes the good shots, making his field goal percentage a high 65. He is 21st in the nation and 1st in the ASUN Conference in offensive rebounds, averaging 3.34 a game. So, I mean, he's just a dominant force on the glass, giving EKU a lot of second chance opportunities, which is exactly why WKU should look out for him. And you should also keep him off the free throw line while you're at it, averaging 72% a game. Look at that.
And looking at that, that means the Tops have to watch their defense not to get too aggressive. Even though defense is something that the Tops need to work on, it's important to, be aggressive without fouling. And if you foul this guy, he's going to score.
Yes, and if, like Plona said, if WKU can stop playing selfishly and improve team chemistry, then I think they have it in the bag.
Absolutely, absolutely. But men's basketball isn't the only team tipping off into their season. Up next, we'll talk all things Lady Topper basketball and how they're looking so far this season.
you're so sad? You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's a white people thing.
You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
A turnover, and Western Kentucky returns the favor with one. Coming up the floor, Schelling shot up and good to a 5-0 lead. Three-pointer, corner, bang.
That's something we know she can do. And I mentioned on the radio that she doesn't have to shoot it, but she has to look at it. You can decide not to shoot it, but you're going to look at it. You're going to check to see if it's there, and we need her to continue, and we need some other players to do that as well. And so we know she can do that.
Welcome back. Lady Topper basketball played the Kentucky State Thoroughbreds in their season opener. Kaylee, what was the biggest takeaway from this game?
The biggest takeaway from this game, let me tell you real quick, the Tops offense is absolutely insane. We talked about the score earlier, 81-33. That is absolutely nuts. Winning by over 40 points against Kentucky State. They had 50 total rebounds, which is something that Coach Collins did say previously that he wanted to work on with his team, and it looks like they're improving from the start, which is really, really good to see. They were 43.8% from the field. They did have 22 turnovers, though. Now, it does say that KSU had 29, but still, having 22 turnovers, that is kind of something that the Lady Toppers struggle with every season. And so, as long as they're getting over that, I think that's going to be good for the rest of the season. But there's a specific player in this game that I really want to highlight. She made draws drop Wednesday night. It was Tatum Betcher. Holy offense. I mean, she had 18 points in this home opener. She led the team. She was 60% from the field. She made 6 threes in this game, and she is just a dominant player.
I think Tatum, she's the spark that WKU Lady Topper basketball needed, and she has her consistency. Most players in Conference USA could not match.
For sure. And what's most impressive about this, I know we said it earlier, she's coming off from an injury. She hasn't played on an official game in over a year. And so she's putting up stats this early. It's going to be very, very cool to see where she goes from here.
Yes, absolutely. And her contribution to the Tops for the 16th time in program history, this is the only time they've held an opponent to 33 or fewer, and Tatum was a big part in that. And Coach Collins, I know he was really pleased with the execution and, of course, stressed about the turnovers, but overall happy about Tatum and the Tops.
Absolutely. And speaking of Coach Collins, let's go ahead and hear what he had to say about Tatum's performance.
No, and that's something we know she can do. And I mentioned on the radio that she doesn't have to shoot it, but she has to look at it. And in practice, if I see her not looking at the shot and making a quick decision, then the team runs. Tatum stands by me, and the team runs. And so she feels pretty badly. And so she knows you can decide not to shoot it, but you're going to look at it. You're going to check to see if it's there. And we need her to continue, and we need some other players to do that as well. And so we know she can do that. We need her to be a little bit more aggressive on defense and a little bit more impactful on the boards.
Now tomorrow, the Hilltoppers will take on the Longwood Lancers on the road in Farmville, Virginia. Kaylee, what kind of team is WKU about to face?
All right, so if you look at these stats right here, you'll see that WKU really does need to focus on their defense during this game. Now, last season, Longwood was 22-12, 11-5 in the conference, but they average about 68 points per game. They're 41% from the field, and they have 37.2 rebounds per game. Now, WKU did have 50 rebounds in their game against KSU, but that's not something they can lack on during this game against Longwood because they are a very strong team. WKU defense, that is something that Collins wants to improve because he stated in the post-game press conference that they're not where they need to be in their defense. And so looking forward, like, this is something that they need to look out for because of this one specific player especially. Her name is Olivia Bowes. So Longwood had their opening game against Randolph Wednesday night, and she scored 21 points against Randolph. She went 5 and 7 in threes, 7 and 10 from the field, and last season she had 35 rebounds. That is an impact player that the Tops really, really, really need to look out for.
Absolutely. She's one of their 9 returners. And so Longwood has that chemistry. They have the floor advantage, they have the chemistry. So the Tops have something to prove beating the Lancers with a team like this. So the bar's set high for the rest of the season for sure.
Absolutely, and especially because Lady Topper, they are a young team. It's something that they're really gonna have to focus on in practice, is learning how to have that teamwork when they're on the court, make sure that they're getting those assists and all of that offense. But again, defense is something that they need to highlight when they go to play the Longwood Lancers.
Yes, they're shooting. I mean, the Tops were 40% from 3 last game. So if they do all of those things again, and like you said, improve the defense, it should be a good matchup. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely. After the break, it's time for EP's loudest segment, Delay of Game. I'll be joined by Lincoln Bryant and Gus Warren to debate high school football next on The Extra Point.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I'm an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Welcome back to our most beloved segment, Delay a Game. Now, if you don't know the rules, here is your reminder. Each contestant has about 40 seconds to argue their points without interruption. Isn't that right, Gus?
Yep.
All right. After the timer is up, it's game on. Today, I'm joined by Gus Warren and Lincoln Bryant to debate all things high school football. So, for our first topic, we are heading over to the Spartan Field. Guys, is South Warren a contender in 6A? Gus, I'm going to start with you.
Absolutely not. Credit to them, they went 10-0. You know, that's impressive. But hey, you know, it's not hard to do when you're playing the School for the Blind. They played a relatively cupcake schedule. Their most impressive win was Manual. I will give them that. But Manual is the Dallas Cowboys of the state of Kentucky. They don't get past the second round for a reason. They will probably run through this side of the bracket until they get to about the third or fourth round when they got to play a St. X or a Trinity. Teams that they are subpar to. I don't see anybody else in 6A beating them. And if they do end up coming up against Manual again, I think the Crimsons are going to take that. It is hard to beat a good team twice.
All right. Lincoln, you still had time, but Lincoln, what do you...
buddy. Anyways, Kaylee, what did I say in my first South Warren package?
Can South Warren put the hammer down?
And that's exactly what they're going to do in this tournament. And this team this year, 10 wins, like Gus said, apparently that's like not impressive to you. It's 10 wins, guys. Are we serious? And this schedule, you know, he likes to say that it's been bad, but the last time that they went 10-0, what year was that? 2018. And what did they do that year? They went to the state championship and won. That's what they're going to do this year. And along with that, they've got QB greatness, is what I call him, Camden Page. He's going to lead this team. He's had a great year so far. Gus, just because it's a cupcake schedule, they've played, 6 or 7 teams that are over 500.
Yeah, and 2 of them were at 5-5. A 5-5 season is not. That's not respectable at all. I mean,
are you serious?
5-5 is basically it's a poor.
It's a winning team.
It is a team of 6-4. It is a poor man's 6-4.
Logan County, and we beat them by 30. Southmore beat them by 30.
Yeah,
buddy, I went third of high
with
school.
With your .167 ERA.
Oh, the 1.67. That's a good ERA, Gus.
It is. Did you do anything?
It's actually 5. It was actually 5.17.
Okay, I don't know why we're talking about my high school.
But yeah, no. If they ever play, if South Warren plays the Shamrocks, Zane Johnson is going to throw for 5 touchdowns in the air and run for 2 on the ground. And Zane Johnson is going to beatbox God Bless America at halftime. It's going to be so bad. They're going to pull him by the second quarter because of what he's going to do. They keep talking about Camden Page. Bryce Button was good too, and look what happened to him. He didn't win a state championship.
But then what was the quarterback before that? And what did he do?
I mean, he won a state title, but Bryce Button hasn't.
Okay,
that was Bryce Button. The only thing Camden Page is good at is making corny IG captions.
I'm not really sure.
Everybody makes them fire.
I'm not really sure if you're only making that point because you're biased, and I'm not really sure why.
He's very biased.
10-0, you telling me that's bias?
I don't know. I mean, it just seems a little weird coming from you, but I've heard enough. Switching over to South's rival, can Bowling Green three-peat? Gus?
It's going to be an uphill battle, but I think they can get 3 in a row. This is a team that struggled throughout the season. They lost Trevi Barber, and they went 3-1. Why is he getting away from the desk? I mean, this is a guy that acted like he actually played football before. But anyways, Trevi Barber was hurt most of the season. They've got him back now. A lot of their injury problems, they're starting to figure it out. They went 3-1 to end of the season. They haven't lost a first-round playoff game since 2002. I don't think any of us, or Alec Fouch isn't here, but yeah, none of us were born at that point. And why are you still standing up?
Because you just told me that a 4-6 team.
5-5.
Nope, his turn.
Do you think they're going to make it? You think they're going to make it all the way?
All right, 40 seconds. Go ahead.
It's the Bowling Green Purples. Are we serious?
Sit down.
I mean, really. We think this 4-6 team is going to make it all the way. They have a freshman QB leading that team. A freshman QB. When's the last time that a Bowling Green team with a freshman quarterback made it to the state championship? I don't remember, Gus. I have no idea. No idea. Like, they've had multiple injuries this year, and they're all struggling to stay healthy. I mean, how are they going to make it to the playoffs with a team that can't stay on their feet? Trevi Barber just came back, but who knows how that knee is feeling right now.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and assume that was 40 seconds, so go ahead, both of you.
It wasn't even his knee. That just shows you how much you pay attention. I mean,
what was it
then? You not know ball. It was his shoulder.
Shoulder?
Yeah, it was a shoulder.
Well, guess
the
what,
complete opposite region of his body.
2 of their linebackers had knee injuries as well.
Yeah, and they're slowly coming back. And you forget that no matter how crippled this team has been, this is still a team that won 2 in a row.
Talking about the Purples like they're the Chiefs or something. This is Bowling Green.
Basically they are.
They're 4-6.
If they're the Kansas City Chiefs of Bowling Green, what does that make South Warren? The Buffalo Bills or the Dallas Cowboys?
No. They're in a different,
what have they done? What has South Warren done since 2021?
BG's in the UFL. South Warren's in the NFL.
BG this, BG that. South Warren this, South Warren that.
BG's
you peaked in high school, buddy. You peaked in high school.
Oh boy.
We're talking about, you just keep coming back to me to defend your points about if a losing school is going to win a state championship.
I mean, they can. It's happened before. Freakier things have happened before in the state of Kentucky with football.
Oh, yeah?
5-5 teams have won state titles. 10-0 teams have lost in the first.
Right. All right. Now for our final topic, who would you guys say is Mr. High School Football? Gus, go ahead.
I'm taking Mr. Quarterback himself, Colin Daniels of North Oldham High School. I remember when North Oldham used to be very, very bad at football. This year they went 8-2. He was the district player of the year. He led the state in passing touchdowns with 38, and I'm pretty sure he led in total touchdowns with 41. He set school records for both of those. North Oldham hasn't looked better. I remember when they used to look homeless. We used to beat up on them when I was in high school, but they are really good now. I think they're going to make a run in 4A, and it all starts with the quarterback. I mean, they got one of the best quarterbacks in the state. I mean, he's slinging that around.
All right, that was 40 seconds. Go ahead, Lincoln.
I'll hear you out, but I'll give you another guy who actually leads the state in something that's more important, which is what they do in all of high school football, and that's running the football. He's got over 1,700 yards on the ground, and he averages about 200 yards a game, Gus. Do you ever see somebody that's averaging that much? Okay. Whatever. I don't even need to hear it out of you, all right? He's got 20 TDs on the season. Are we serious,
Colin
Gus?
Daniels has 38.
Passing touchdowns. That's a QB. We're talking about a running back that literally leads his team. He scores 2 touchdowns a game. He's the reason that John Harden is even has a winning record right now, is because of him.
Yeah, you want to tell me what that record is?
Go ahead.
6-4.
And North Oldham's 8-2.
8-2 because they've played nobodies.
I mean, they play in one of
You
the
said they used to be in the bottom.
Yeah,
and still in the bottom.
And they are not still in the bottom. You know,
because they're playing bottom teams.
Yeah, you could say that they play nobody, but whenever the nobodies were getting beat by the nobodies, that's different. They used to get blown out consistently, and they are blowing other teams out now.
Because he's got the easiest schedule.
They don't have an easy schedule.
They played like what? South Oldham?
South Oldham's one of the best 5A teams.
Okay.
I forget that you are from the depths of Kentucky.
Like Wagner, is that what I saw on there?
I mean, yeah, they're
Who
not very
even
good
is
either.
that?
I mean, who's South Warren?
10-0.
Gonna lose in the first
10-0,
round.
and
gonna lose in
not gonna lose in the first. They
Put
went
this
past
camera
the
back on
first
me.
round because
Put
the
this
other
camera
team-
back on me.
the
South
other team
Warren is
didn't
gonna
even
get
wanna
bounced.
play.
South Warren is gonna get bounced. What are you doing,
in the
dude?
first round.
Get out of my face, dude. They're gonna lose in the bye. They're gonna lose to the bye week 35-7. They're gonna bro. This is insane.
That's what I would go to
Why are
too
you
if
even
I was
trying to
playing
argue?
before
What was the line on
Be
winning
quiet.
arguments?
It's
It
always
was
when
plus
we're done you
2.5
get
for
louder.
me,
It's
bro.
always
Gus,
when we're
Lincoln,
done.
stop. Coming up.
Gotta get loud when it's coming.
Don't go anywhere. We have another delay of game. This time, college football is up for debate between Espen, Maddox, and Logan Blanford. Good luck, Miranda. I don't know how that's going to go, but stay tuned.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Welcome back to the Extra Point. You know what time it is and you know the rules. Join with me at the desk for our final round of delay of game is Espen Maddox and Logan Blanford debating college football. Okay guys, for our first topic, since there have been all the firings in college football coaching, what do you think is the best open team for a coach to land right now? Espen, you go first.
Yeah, any of y'all listen to Garth Brooks? No.
Who?
The best open job in the country, I'm calling Baton Rouge. It's LSU, guys. Look, Louisiana is a great high school football state. LSU is the only Power 4 conference, Power Conference school in that state. Great production. There's now alignment in this state. They have hired a university president and an AD. These affairs are in order. Let's talk about proof of concept. Let's just say it's nearly impossible to not win there, and the environment is unmatched. Everyone knows about Death Valley, especially at night. It's the best environment in the country. Who would not want to get behind that? And that's why LSU is the best open job in the land.
Fair enough. Okay, Logan?
Well, you're wrong. You said it's impossible not to win there. They haven't won. They haven't even been relevant since 2019. I mean, if you look at Florida, this is a top 5 stadium in college football, a top 3 recruiting state. I mean, it's a gold mine of talent. And most importantly, if you're the coach that gets hired by the Florida Gators, you're going to get all the money in the world to be able to build a top 5 roster. Billy Napier just was a subpar head coach and couldn't do anything with a very talented roster. If you get a good coach in there, Florida is going to be off to the races again in the SEC. They will be relevant again. And, Espen, this is just an undeniable brand. I mean, there's a reason why there's a whole documentary made about the Swamp Kings. If you're a coach, you want to get hired by the Florida Gators.
Okay, hot take. Let's see. Let's hear them both.
I think that documentary was made for not so PG reasons, but Florida has to compete with Miami, FSU, and other outside of state schools like Georgia for Florida. LSU will always run Louisiana.
LSU hadn't done nothing since they had a whole NFL team in 2019 when they had,
they've only had one,
they're
and that
better
was
at
Brian
every
Kelly.
position on the field.
Florida, since Urban Meyer, has had 0 even win the SEC. Jim McElwain wasn't doing that. Dan Mullen wasn't doing that. Will Muschamp wasn't doing that. Billy Napier wasn't doing that. I can't look at you. This proves that LSU, any head coach, can win big. Florida can only back Meyer and Spurrier. LSU just has more aura. Tiger Stadium's
his Gators are chomping you. Okay. Now we get to talk about something super fun. Guys, who do you think is going to win the 2025 Heisman Trophy? Espen.
Out of Westview High School up in Tennessee, let's go with Ty Simpson. This man has 20 touchdowns, 1 interception. Unheard of. You just cannot play cleaner football than that. He's in a Garrett Nussmeier or Cade Klubnik situation from last year. Alabama's staff is relying on him to get the job done, and he's doing it. And Kalen DeBoer's scheme benefits quarterbacks with high percentage throws, and Michael Penix got to New York from that. Ty Simpson's reaping those benefits and well on his way to that. And Simpson's just performed more big moments, more Heisman moments. He sliced South Carolina. He sliced Georgia, came back on South Carolina and Missouri. This award's his for me.
He sliced them. Okay, Logan?
Yeah, I think Julian Sayen's winning the Heisman. He's, after this week, he threw 4 touchdowns the other day. He is, I think, the favorite at this point. Quarterback of the Buckeyes. We see this often. Typically, the quarterback of the best team in the country, more often than not, wins the Heisman. But Sayen would be very deserving. I mean, over 2,000 yards already, 23 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. And, he's on the best team in the country. He's leading the best team in the country to probably back-to-back championships. And, Julian Sayen hasn't really been talked about by a lot of people. I think, Ohio State just playing a cupcake schedule, which is a good thing, because if you can stat pad against bad teams, that typically boasts you in the Heisman race, because Ty Simpson's having to play against good teams.
Espen, what do you have to say about that?
Julian Sayen has had his opportunity for Heisman moments, but he quite literally did not deliver. 126 yards against Texas, 166 yards against Illinois, and 208 yards against Washington.
Espen,
3 quality opponents did not deliver.
Vanderbilt was a quality opponent. Ty Simpson did that.
Georgia was a quality opponent, and he did that. Tennessee's a quality opponent.
Hey, you can't lose to a 3-6 team in Florida State and win the Heisman.
Sure, Julian Sayen may have did his thing against Penn State,
Week
but
1
the same
counts.
Penn State
Week
that does not
1
beat a
counts.
Power 4 opponent
Week
all
1 counts.
year. If Julian Sayen wants to win the Heisman, he has to shred Michigan.
He's
I don't think he's going to do that.
And
it's pretty easy to throw for 400 on Minnesota and Wisconsin when you have Jeremiah Smith and Carnell
better than last year.
Okay. Time for our last topic. And there's only one correct answer, so we'll see who's right. Who will win the 2025 ACC Championship? Espen.
Bring me
Wahoo,
dude. Bring me Wahoo. I'm going with Virginia. They are the last undefeated team in terms of conference play. They are set up perfectly for at least making the ACC title game, and they just control their own destiny. Their only tough game left, I should say, on their schedule is Duke. Wake Forest and Virginia Tech shouldn't be too hard. Virginia leads the ACC and near the top of the country in turnover margin. Their defense is very opportunistic, and they have an ability to generate game-changing turnovers. And the Cavaliers have experience in close games, and they find ways to win. That indicates mental toughness and execution in high-pressure situations. I'm going with Tony Bennett's squad.
Espen, I told you not to
Bennett's
disappoint
squad.
me.
What are you talking about? Does Tony Bennett even exist anymore? Good Lord. All right, Louisville's the best team in the ACC. If you go up, down, the roster, Moss at the quarterback position has been iffy, but the rest of the roster is able to make up for that. He lost Louisville the game against Virginia. I know what you're going to say, Virginia has a head-to-head over Louisville. But look, Virginia's tried to throw away the past 3 games. Louisville, if you look at, that receiver duo is the best in the conference with Bell and Lacey. And then you have probably a top 5 coach in the nation in Jeff Brom. I don't even think it's close. He's the best coach in the conference. But I think the Cards are going to get it done. They are looking in very good position to make the college football playoff and win the ACC.
I think I know who won this one, but you guys can go ahead and debate it.
Let's talk about how Virginia walked into that KFC stadium.
Are you going to talk about the last 3 weeks?
And they got the job done. Miller
KFC
Moss
stadium.
Panicked, and Virginia took over.
Virginia's tried to lose the past 3 weeks they played.
Is a weak point in blocking. Isaac Brown.
Virginia is not going to win the ACC in football.
That's
just ridiculous.
In that running game. And in that game,
they probably need to call Tony Bennett to get him on the sideline there and coach a different sport.
Turnovers and took advantage of the.
Are you going to actually talk to me or just read off a paper?
Virginia's offense is more disciplined and balanced. Chandler
no,
Morris,
they're not.
I don't even need these notes. Chandler Morris is more of a dual threat than Miller Moss will ever be.
Virginia's going to get it. That doesn't even matter.
Virginia can get it done. Chandler Morris can run. They will find ways to win. I just got hit by a paper by Kaylee Marksberry. It doesn't matter. Virginia's getting the job done.
Okay. Now, good arguments, but I'm a little biased. After the break, Kaylee and I will give you our take on one of this year's high school football playoff games. Next on The Extra Point.
Bring it.
Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home. Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride? Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one?
I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back to our final segment of the Extra Point. It's time for high school playoffs, and Miranda and I are in a little bit of an argument right now.
We are.
I'm going to call it debate, but she's going to sit here and call it an argument. Okay, tell them what we're talking about.
So, Madisonville, North Hopkins versus her Greenwood Gators.
Greenwood Gators.
Okay,
no, they're actually Tyler Fernandez's Greenwood Gators. Let's be real here. But I think Greenwood's got it in the bag tonight.
I know, my Maroons are 8-2. My Maroons are 8-2. The Gators are only 6-4. That speaks for itself.
Yeah, but it's about the quality of the way they play. Okay, you're also going to try to bring up that they
yes.
Play.
My
Greenwood
Maroons
was looking good against Union the other night, and let me tell you, they beat Warren Central 30-6.
I feel like we're on delay of game right now.
And we might be, but that's
my
fine.
Maroons are on a 4-game winning streak.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? We'll have to find.
We'll have to find out tonight.
I guess so. But unfortunately, that's where we will have to leave it for today. Make sure to tune in to 2-7 Overtime tonight at 11:15 to see more about high school football right here in Studio 2. But as always, Miranda,
the extra point is up, and it's good.